for this assignment, you're going to be looking at a microscope slide with many different stages of the cell cycle. It's from an onion root tip. This is where most of the cell division takes place in an onion. And you can tell they're plant cells because of the square shape. So for this assignment, you're going to look at each of the boxes, and they have a number in them, and you're going to decide what stage of the cell cycle they're in. It could be interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, or the last one is cytokinesis. When you're looking at these, you need to look at distinguishing features that let you know which stage they're in. So let's kind of go over this a little bit. Here's an example of interphase. How I know this is an interphase is that you have a distinct nucleus. So these black lines, that's a cell membrane. It has a distinct nucleus, therefore it has not gone into mitosis yet, because we know that in mitosis that nuclear envelope that keeps the shape of the nucleus is still intact. So in interphase, I can tell that the nucleus is still intact, or the nuclear envelope, and inside you see that chromosomes, they're not actually chromosomes, they're still in that uncoiled chromatin, and that's what gives it its the grayish kind of appearance. So then you'd come over, and whatever phase it is, you would identify what phase it is and then tell me what you see. So in that instance, on that interphase, I would say that the nuclear envelope is still intact, or the chromosomes are not visible yet. Those would all be evidence that you can tell that. Here is a picture of the other phases of the cell cycle. You see on prophase, the nuclear envelope is still intact, but you can see the chromosomes, the dark black splotches, those are the chromosomes that are becoming visible. So that's how you know that that is prophase, because the chromosomes are starting to become visible, but the nuclear envelope is still intact. Metaphase would be here. I see that the chromosomes are fully visible, and the way I know it's metaphase is that they are completely lined up in the middle, and you see that line straight down the middle of that cell. Anaphase, you can see the chromosomes are starting to pull apart. I see a very distinct line right there in the middle of those chromosomes, and that's how I know those are in anaphase. And then the last one, telophase, the chromosomes are beginning to bunch up at opposite sides of the cell. Now I don't see a distinct cell membrane there yet, so that's how I know it's in telophase. So when you're looking at your microscope slides, those are things that you're going to be looking for. So like right here on number 13, I can see that cell membrane beginning to form. So I know that that is cytokinesis, because that is cytokinesis when the cell membrane begins to pinch off and when you have two separate cells. So this one would be cytokinesis, since it's right there and you see two distinct cells in that one square. So look for things like this one over here. That's going to be still an interphase. The nuclear envelope is still intact, and I can see that nucleolus right there in the middle, but there are no visible chromosomes. Number 2 here. So I see a nuclear envelope still intact, but I can see that chromatin is starting to coil up and produce and turn into the chromosomes. That's the darker lines. So that would indicate that number 2 would be in prophase, and what I would put on here, so that would be prophase. And what allows me to know that is because I can see chromosomes are beginning to form.